sunshine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a fabulous guest, Trisha Jacobson. She is amazing. I met her through her brother, and we have been friends ever since. She's one of my New Hampshire soul family sister, I should say. So let's bring her on. Hey, love. we have one friend already. Hello.
Hello.
So we met through your brother, right?
Yeah, we did for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. And
Any friend of my brother's is a friend of mine. He's a good guy. Yeah,
yes.
he's a good guy. Yeah.
Too much fun. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you become in the whole spiritual world?
Well,
I know you're a manifesting queen.
yeah. Yeah, so for me it started when I was married. I think a lot of us have that kind of story where we were married, got divorced, and went through major transition, right? Or
Yeah,
transformation.
yes,
And
yeah.
I was married to an alcoholic addict and ended up in my early spiritual journey with Al-Anon and in the 12-step program. And we just went from there.
Yeah.
In 2010, I attended Breakthrough to Success with Jack Canfield, the Chicken Soup for the Soul guy. And that's really where I got a lot of my manifesting law of attraction powers and got connected with a really, really cool group of people, got certified as a success trainer and a coach, and have just been doing all kinds of really cool stuff since. I don't do anything I don't love to do. So
That's right.
that's my life.
I love it. I love it. Me too.
Yeah.
But what does not bring me joy, I don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to learn how to say no a lot, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm
That's
really good at it now. Yeah. Yeah.
that's a big thing to say
Yeah.
no. No
I
more
love
people pleasing, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, maybe 95% of the time there's no more people pleasing. I still
Ah,
have more progress, not perfection, right?
that's right. That's
Yeah,
right. We'll never be a perfect we're always a work in progress, right?
for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I have your little banner. I want to put your information. Da!
Oh, look at that.
I'm very
I
professional.
love the name of your podcast, The Ripple Connection, because I
Yes.
own a property that's called the Ripple on Silver Lake.
Yes, that's right. Tell us
Yeah.
about that.
It's a beautiful property that I actually manifested. So if you go on that website, rippleonsilverlake.com, you can read the story. And I basically host, VRBO, Airbnb guests. I do retreats, host other people who are having retreats, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Over the summer, I'm going to rent some travel nurses who asked me if I had a place to stay, if they could find a place to stay.
Right.
And yeah, so I'm a healthcare professional, so it's really easy for me to do that. I don't know if you knew this. I'm pivoting. My dad got pretty sick, and I need to, believe it or not, this does not bring me joy, but
Right.
I need to move to Florida for a few months to take care of my dad. So it's a really, I think as long as we're breathing, we're always learning and growing, and so it's another growing experience.
Right.
And I would, I need to do it. It's my dad, right?
Yeah,
He
that's
taught me
right.
how to use a spoon.
Ugh,
I can help him make his transition
that's
with whatever
right. And
happens. Yeah.
you helped your mom do that too.
Yeah.
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 Tell
Yeah.
us that story.
So, when I first bought the house, my mom was in the process of making her transition. And I also had a brother who was sick. My brother next in age, I have 4 brothers, and the one next in age to me, uh, got terminal cancer and died like 6 months after my mom did. And the day after my brother died, my dad had a heart attack that landed him in a rehab on a
Yeah.
ventilator and on a rehab. So that was like really lots and lots of grief. So I've used a lot of the tools that I've learned through Jack and through the training I've done with Jack and through the people I'm connected with to really help other people deal with grief, transition, transformation, um, emotional tools, subconscious, limiting beliefs, all kinds of breaking through blocks and just doing it anyway. Like
That's
feel your
right.
feelings and do it anyway. I have a cat who is this would be Luna,
Hey, Luna.
who has left me alone all day long, and now that
Ah,
I'm on camera, she wants to be right on my
that's
lap.
okay. I have
Yeah,
my
she's
my
great.
3 dogs are with me too.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell us about mom, how you helped her.
Yeah, she basically made the decision when she was doing early Alzheimer's, and she knew it. She had a sister that had, a pretty progressive Alzheimer's, and so she made a decision to go, and she told me that she wanted to be on the other side to meet my brother when he got there because she didn't think he quite could handle the spiritual transition.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
to be there to help him, and I promised her I would help her, so I just supported her in, her process, which was the most beautiful experience ever. It
Yeah.
was such a gift for me, such a gift for her, and, my dad right now, he just had a stroke, and he literally got discharged from rehab, and 10 minutes later, when he got home, 10 minutes later, he had a cardiac event. It landed him in the
Oh,
hospital.
wow, yeah.
And yeah. So and his goal is to get back on the golf course. So my goal is to get him there, to help him
Yeah.
get there. So,
Yeah,
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 he's pretty determined. Yeah. And it's funny, in the process of all this, I don't like to be idle. And the thing that Jack teaches is wherever you go, there you are. And
yeah.
so where I am is helping my dad navigate the healthcare system and helping my family navigate the aging process and the sort of what needs to happen next. I'm the oldest, in case you haven't figured that out. And so what I'm doing actually is developing a program for adult children who are taking care of aging parents, which is really it's a lot. It's a lot. And what I've learned is just it's probably like the top 10 things you need to have in place
Okay.
to help your parents and make it less complicated and less stressful. But also for us as aging adults, because we're all going to get there, right?
What?
We're all going to get there. We all have an expiration date.
That's right, we do.
And so how to plan so that one thing I've learned is that everyone I talk to, two goals. The first goal is to be independent for as long as possible. The second goal is to not be a burden on anybody, right? And
Yes.
so really it's teaching aging parents how to not be a burden on their kids and how to stay independent for as long as possible. And also us, as we age, how can we do it so that we're not a burden on anybody either?
So
So it's
what kind of program is it? Like, what, does it
yeah, so
entail?
it'll be a virtual program. It'll probably end up being a book, but it'll be a virtual program at first. And it will be, walking through the steps of like living wills and medical power of attorney and all that kind of stuff, just step by step, simple processes, but
Okay.
also most important, which my brother Jake, and I
Yes.
know my brother Jake. And, it's challenging. Now I have 3 brothers. We all come from different perspectives. I come from the
Right.
spiritual, emotional support perspective. I have an accountant and 2 engineers, and my dad is an accountant, and they're all men. They think totally different than I do.
Right, right.
And so, having difficult conversations is part of the process because it's difficult.
Yeah, for some,
Emotional support, stress management, and really specific kind of tools, simple, specific tools. And the other thing is dealing with the grieving process, like just dealing with end of life issues and
yeah,
dealing with aging is there are days I'll find myself crying because in the moment I'm good helping my dad, but we're looking at his expiration date. He's
Yeah.
86, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
So, and then I'll be an orphan. So,
Aw.
but it's beautiful. But
It
it's
is
beautiful.
beautiful. I actually, I'm certified end of life doula.
Yeah.
Um, so I feel that it's such a beautiful process, beautiful transition, and you've witnessed,
Yeah.
your mom transition. So
Yeah. Yeah. I was with my mom when she took her last breath. And my brother was not my brother Jake, but my brother Keith was with her as well. And I it was it was a wild experience. So in the upper corner, you have the book on joy.
yes,
In that story, I wrote a story in that book, and it's about my mom's transition, her last day here. And it was the most beautiful process. And my brother was a little freaked out because he wasn't prepared.
right,
And but now we share that moment, and it's
beautiful.
a special moment. Yeah, just
Yeah,
special. People are afraid of death,
I
and
know they are.
yeah, and
Yeah,
it's also another topic I talk about is, how to kind of examine your belief systems around death to prepare, because we're all we're all heading in
temporary.
that direction.
Yeah, yeah, we're all temporary. It could happen at any
Yeah,
age,
yeah,
and they have it's two transitions coming into the world and leaving the world, and
yeah.
it's a beautiful thing both times.
Right, right.
And um it's sad that people don't realize that,
Yeah,
because it is such a beautiful thing, such a beautiful
yeah.
thing.
And,
Yeah.
the other thing I've learned too, I was trained as a pharmacist in the healthcare world, way back. And so pharmacy was pretty black and white. And when you talk about a spiritual transition, as I started to get connected to spirituality, and I don't mean religion, I mean spirituality,
Right.
nature, that kind of thing, basically energy, I was raising my vibration. And as I was raising my vibration, I was catching other vibrations that I didn't know what the heck they were. But
Yeah.
my intuition went wild. And now I kind of every once in a while go like this, because I get these downloads I work with teenagers a lot. And, I'll get a download that just says, ask that kid this question.
Right.
And I'll ask the kid the question, and the kid will be like, how did you know that? And I'm like, I just know things. But it can take me, it might take a therapist like, 3 sessions to get
Yep.
to the kid. With If you
Yep.
listen to the download, it's like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're like
You don't even have to have them sit on the couch. You could just download
no,
it.
I just go for a walk. We go get ice cream or something,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. That's awesome.
yeah, it's good. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah, so you mentioned the book on joy.
yeah, so the book on joy, is a collection of stories that are all about sharing joy with the world. And it's a collaboration of 30 authors that are all, most of them are Canfield trainers. And it's run by the person that coordinated it is a woman named Jan Fraser, who's one of Jack Canfield's senior trainers. And
Okay.
she's somebody I've been working with for a long, long time. And she is literally the epitome of joy. Like, she's walking joy.
Yeah.
And so,
I gotta meet her then.
yeah, you have to meet her. You will love
'Cause
her.
I'm pretty joyful myself.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a good way to be.
Yeah,
Joy is a good way to be.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
I remember reading because Jack mentioned one of your stories in one of his books, right? Which book
yeah.
was that?
So he wrote a book called The Success Principles: How to Get from Where You
Right.
Are to Where You Wanna Be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And one of the story that I wrote for that book was, it's called Acting as If in the Classroom. And he teaches this process. It's called a Come As You Be party. And the idea is, if you show up as you will be in 5 years, that's part of manifesting. So you're acting as if you will be in the situation you're trying to manifest 5 years into the future.
Right.
And so I did it with a group of 8th graders. And, you know, 8th graders can't think 5 years ahead of time. So it
Right.
was just kind of like a point in life. So I said to them, what will your life be after you graduate high school? So we had a half an hour in the classroom of um, a come as you'll be after graduation party. And so the idea is they dress up in their, you know, costumes with props or whatever they are.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was hysterically funny. The kids showed up as, like, professional baseball players, and
Okay.
one woman was a professional singer, and she had her sidekick, her BFF, her best friend was, her, personal assistant, and in the corner of the room, I had a kid who showed up in her mom's navy blue business suit,
Okay.
and a kid that showed up in a suit, shirt and tie, and they were both the shy kids that nobody talked to, because the
Right.
popular kids were like the professional baseball players and the race
Of
car
course. Yeah,
drivers
yeah, yeah.
and these 2 were one of them was an accountant and one of them was an attorney like their parents. And so so I was the facilitator of this party, the host of this party, so I introduced the shy kids, the attorney and the accountant,
Right.
to the professional baseball because they need attorneys and they need
That's
lawyers, right?
right.
They
That's
need
right.
a
Yep,
accountant,
yep,
right?
yep.
And the crazy thing, I never expected it, but the crazy thing that happened was that the next day, the barriers had been broken, and the kids were walking down the hall together like friends. It was
That's
incredible. It
awesome.
was incredible.
That's
So
awesome.
not only is it helping them think about, you know, firing the neurons to think about their future, because a lot of the work I do is around teen pregnancy prevention. And one of the things that we know, New Hampshire has the lowest teen pregnancy rate in the entire country. And one of the things we know is I can tell you the kids that probably will end up pregnant are the ones that don't have a vision for their future.
Right.
Of course, the ones that don't have access to birth control or don't have somebody to talk to about it, but my
Right.
program takes care of that. But this is the ones that don't have a vision for their future. And this exercise was just starting to get the kids to think about their future. And once you know that they're interested in those things, you can actually tailor their education and your conversations to help them and build neural pathways all along the way. So it's fascinating brain science, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good
I
stuff.
love that.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay, and manifesting power too.
Yes.
Yeah. But I gotta be honest, one of the, I met with a group of teachers and guidance counselors the other day. I was invited in because the teachers they're having a really, really hard time with post-COVID.
Yeah.
And the way they talk about it is and I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sick of COVID. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm over it.
I'm
Yeah.
over it. However, the way they described it to me, and we know that there's, you know, increased incidents of violence in schools, there's increased incidents of alcohol and substance use, and there's increased incidents of anxiety and depression in middle school and high school kids. The
Yeah.
data's out. And it breaks my heart because that's my target population. And what they described is they said that COVID was like a wave,
Okay.
and we think that we're on the other side of the wave. And, you know, we've got it figured out. We've got some treatments. We've got, you know, some of us are vaccinated and we're wearing masks or not wearing masks, or we're taking care of ourselves. We know what to do, right?
Right.
But what they're saying is we're at the crest of the emotional COVID wave.
Wow.
And they really are starting to see it like we think we're crashed, and they say that the kids are crashing. And
Oh,
they see over the next 6 months, it's gonna be really bad, and they
oh,
don't have resources. They don't have enough teachers, they don't have enough mental health support.
yeah.
Well, I've actually been working with a group of, school administrators to get some really simple tools because there's not enough therapists. There's not enough qualified healthcare professionals to take care of the need of kids with anxiety and depression.
Yeah. Now,
So
do you feel like a lot of the kids with anxiety, do you feel like they're I just feel like most of the kids, I mean, we're all born spiritual. We're all born. So do you feel like a lot of them are being squished down? Do you talk about that stuff to them?
So I think that what they're seeing, what they're experiencing is they feel the anxiety of the adult world,
Right.
and they don't know what to do with it. They don't have the skills or the tools to be able to handle it. And so basically what I do with them is I've been starting to use, believe it or not, it's kind of crazy, but essential oils. I'm a pharmacist, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I got a call from Jack on a Sunday morning, Canfield. So I run his live training teams, and so he said to me, Trish, I was really stressed. This was right when the country shut down because of COVID. He said I was really stressed because I lost my business, my live training business, and he said a friend of mine recommended me to talk to this guy, Ben Perkis. He said, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to check out this aroma freedom technique with essential oils, and I'd like you to see if it's something we want to add to our training rooms to help process people through blocks,
Right.
emotional blocks. And I was like, Jack, we're on the phone. Essential oils, Jack? Seriously? Are you crazy? And he was like, no, really. He said, just like, I'm going to send you some oils. I'm going to send you the data. I'm going to send you some literature in a book, and I want you to read it and tell me if this is something you think we should add to our training rooms.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, when Jack Canfield, a Chicken Soup for the Soul guy, is your boss and he asks you to do something, he's my biggest client. And he asked me to do it and he's paying me to do it. I'm going to do it. Right.
Right. Right.
So I do it. And what I've discovered is a really simple tool. It's called Aroma Reset, that actually starts with identifying. It's 4 skills. It's basically identifying the difficult situation or the situation that causes anxiety. It scans the body to see where it shows up in your body. It
Okay.
attaches an emotion. So it teaches people how to put words to their emotions, because a lot of people can't do that.
Yeah.
And then it also checks in to see if there's any negative thoughts that are going on attached to all of those things. And then I actually have it right. I have the blend right here. And
Okay.
so all you do is you take a little bit of oil, put it on your hands. And here's the cool part. I'm a scientist, so I want to know the science.
Right.
And what the science tells us is that scent is connected to memory.
Yeah.
And scent is connected to emotion. It's in the amygdala, the hippocampus, in the limbic system, right? And so all you do is just smell the oils while you're thinking about the situation and the emotion, and it literally dissolves.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I love it.
It's incredible. So I actually have a team of people that I have 90 people on my team, and about 20 of us are certified or have taken this course in aroma freedom technique and aroma reset, and we teach it on a regular basis. And my sense is that it's going to be something that will be called upon to do a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And right now it's in the process of being researched in anxiety and depression.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some pretty rigorous research. So
Yeah.
we should have some good data pretty soon. But blown away by the technique, blown away. And I'm a pharmacist. Like I don't do that stuff. Oils were like not in my jam.
Right. Right. Right.
But and even my there's even peace and calming kind of oil for my animals when they're stressed. So
Yes. Yes. I'm a believer of all
yeah,
these scents and stuff. Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah, it's a beautiful thing. What about like breathing techniques? Are you teaching them breathing techniques?
Yeah, yeah. So there's a real, I don't know if you've ever heard of heart math.
No.
Again, I'm a science geek, so I have to have the science, right? So
Yeah.
there's a Heart Math Institute out of California, and it's run by a physician who's done a lot of research around gratitude
Okay.
and vibration and breathing. And so there's a thing called quick coherence breathing. And it's so I teach that as well. I can actually, if you want me to send you, I can send you a link to, I'm looking over on my I'm in my training barn here, and I'm
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at my thing to see if I have it. I do. I have a thing I can send you that you can distribute to your people if you have a list. It's
Okay, yeah,
a
sure.
coherence technique, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll send you a little bit about, I'll link to the aroma freedom technique as well.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
good stuff.
Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, 'cause a lot of people need grounding, and I always, I say crystals or, the scents or, essential oils or, breathing and
Yeah,
water and, of course, going outside and nature and all
yeah,
that, but,
yeah,
and not a lot of people who are wakening up know about needing to ground,
right,
themselves.
right,
Yeah,
right.
especially the young people.
Yeah, and the other thing I'll send you, I actually it's a coloring page. It's an adult coloring page, and
Okay.
it's basically a joy list. And you can color in it's a picture of a cupcake, like, cupcakes bring me joy, and sometimes it looks like a cupcake, and sometimes I make it in my mind, change it into an ice cream cone because I think ice cream cones are joyful for me as well, and
Yeah.
so it's just the 10 things that bring you joy, and so it's really good to have it wherever you are when you're in that stressful place or you're just find yourself spinning a little bit. You can just look at this in the corner of your room or your desk or, in your top drawer, wherever, and it's
Right,
good for kids too, and just do one of those things right away, and what that does is raise your vibration to a place of joy when you can't find it for yourself.
right. It
So,
shifts the brain. I love that.
yeah, in an instant.
Yeah.
Like right now, um, my cat is next to me, and the purring vibration of a cat is a really high vibration.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
And music.
You
Don't
music
forget music.
Oh, music for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the brain science behind all of it is like serotonin in the brain, which I could geek out on the science of the brain, but when they give people antidepressants, what they're giving them is something called serotonin reuptake inhibitors. So basically what it does is it keeps serotonin in the brain so it doesn't get taken up and bound up.
Oh,
So the
okay.
more serotonin that's in the brain, the happier we are. So the things that cause serotonin, music, ice cream, yoga, breathing,
Yeah,
orgasm.
oh, I like that
Oh,
one.
yeah. So, yeah, I'm a sexuality educator. That's what I do with teens, so it's but serotonin is a good thing. So the things that bring you joy raise your serotonin levels in your brain.
Yeah,
So,
I love
yeah,
it. My painting brings me joy.
absolutely. Yep,
Making
yep,
other people smile brings me joy, it's just,
yeah.
uh
Hanging out with grandkids.
Yes, I'm going to see her, next weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
so excited.
Yeah,
So
nice.
excited. Yay. So tell us a manifesting story, because I know you're the manifesting queen.
Well, recently, I, to be honest, I've been struggling lately. This thing that's going on with my dad, um, I have I have a property. I'm not made of money, so I have not been monetizing the property as much as I could be or should
Right,
have during COVID. I took a big hit during COVID, and then my dad got sick right at the beginning of when I'm entering into the summer season, which is where I make my money, right?
right.
And so I was looking at I can't do it. I'm just gonna have to I'm going to Florida, not where I wanna be in the summer,
No,
and
it's hot.
so I did something called psychic demand. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
So psychic demand is basically you have a chat with the universe that says, "Look, I'm showing up. I'm doing the best I can. If you want me to do this, you need to give me guidance.
Yeah.
If you want me to own this house, you have to make money show up. If you want me to sell this house, you need to have a buyer show up. If you want me to monetize this house, you have to give me ideas to that's something that I'm not doing already. Like you have to figure it out and I'm going to sleep. So
Yeah.
you basically do the psychic demand before you go to bed when you're in a good place. Great time to do it is in a full moon, that kind of moon energy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I did psychic demand to the universe because I was not in a good place. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm tired. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. So I had a little chat with the universe, source energy, God, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And the next day, I decided I was going to take the morning and not do anything but what brought me joy. So I was in New Hampshire. I had just landed the night before. I was in New Hampshire. I wanted a cup of coffee and I wanted to go up with a view of the mountains. So I went to the top of a place called Cathedral Ledge, which is a gorgeous, beautiful view from the top. And wasn't even thinking about psychic demand, wasn't even thinking about any of it. Just I'm going to go enjoy my coffee in the sun in the New Hampshire mountains because I haven't been here for like 6 weeks.
Right.
And so I drove up to the top of Cathedral Ledge, walked out to the ledge, sat on a rock where I've been here 100 million times because it's my favorite spot. And I'm looking out over the ledge and here's the key about manifesting. You act as if it's already done.
Yeah.
Act as if the problem's already resolved. Act as if you've already sold your house. Act as if whatever it is you want to create is already done and be in the emotion of it the day after it happens. So be in the emotion. Where are you? Who are you with? How are you feeling? And get yourself in that place, right? So I'm sitting at the top of Cathedral Edge. I have no idea what I'm manifesting. I just want the solution to show up, right? And this couple walks onto the ledge next to me. And I overhear a conversation. And the guy says to the woman, "Do you remember this place?" And she was like, "Well, I kind of do, but I'm not really sure." Come to find out, so I started a conversation with them. Come to find out, they were visiting and she had just had COVID. She had long COVID, so she's having some neurological complications with long COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, really sad. She's a nurse. She wants to, she wants to work, but she can't work anymore because she can't remember anything.
Wow.
And he is an entrepreneur, real estate person. He's an investor, real estate investor. And so we're sitting there on top of the ledge having this conversation. And he said to me, "Yeah," he said, "I think it's finally time." And I said, "Finally time for what?" He goes, "We love it up here." He said, "I think it's finally time that we move up here. And we are looking for a small bed and breakfast that we can both run together." And and he goes, and I'm in a position, I'm entrepreneurial. And he said, "I'm in a position where the real estate market's crazy, but with
Yeah.
the right situation, I could have a cash offer. And so if you know of anything, maybe we should exchange phone numbers." And I almost fell off the rock. And so
Because you own that bed and
I
breakfast.
own that property. I own the
Yeah,
property.
yeah.
And so it was funny because he actually knew the property. And
Okay.
because the property's on the main road, people know this property. And we
And
ended up
there's
exchanging
a
phone numbers.
beautiful mural on that property too.
Oh, yeah, you did. It's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. So so we exchanged phone numbers, but the thing of it is, I'm not sure that that's really what I want to manifest.
Right.
But the universe put that in my lap because
Yeah.
I asked for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And the other thing that happened within the next few hours was I got a call from a friend of mine who said, "I was thinking about you. You should rent to travel nurses." And I got 2 calls within like 2 more hours from
Yeah.
travel nurses that they referred me to who have contracts in Conway, New
Wow.
Hampshire. And so I have 2 contracts in place, literally within 24 hours. I had the option of the house being sold literally for a lot of money.
Yeah.
It would have put a lot of money in my pocket, but I don't wanna sell it yet.
Right, yeah.
And contracts that are gonna monetize my summer.
Yeah.
And I got another call from a friend who said, "Meet us for dinner. We want to ask you, we want to talk to you about the property." They used to own this property. They sold it to me and they want to talk to me about the property. And I'm like, who knows what they want to talk about?
Yeah.
So I meet them for dinner. And Joe says to me, "Nancy and I are thinking about hosting a Ukrainian family sponsoring a Ukrainian family. We have no place to put them. Do you have any room at the house where you could rent? I will pay their rent for 2 years, but will you be willing to host them, like, at your house, and I will sponsor them financially. Would you be willing to host them? And I was like, so literally within 24 hours, I had
All
3
these options, yeah, 3
3 viable income sources, and then a potential, very real potential buyer.
yeah,
So,
awesome.
crazy.
Yeah. I actually I do it every day too, manifest
Yeah.
things. Yesterday I had 3 appointments but one was at 1, one was at 3, and one was at 5. And I'm like, nope, they're gonna be right in a row. And I went to the first one and I was only there for 20 minutes. I went directly to the next one, and the woman at the front desk goes, um, "What time's your appointment?" I said, "My appointment is now." And she goes, "Okay, great." And she took me right back. And then the third one, I walked in, I'm like, "I'm very early. Can" They were like, "Come on in." I'm like, "Ta-da!" And
Yep.
then I ended up buying flowers, and mowing half my lawn. I was like, "I have all this free time." I got so
Yeah,
much done.
yeah. Yeah, it's if you expect it, expect a miracle. Like,
Yeah.
if you show up expecting it, and
It's gonna happen, yeah,
it's
and I
it's
just walked in, I'm like, "My appointment is now," with my
yeah,
big smile,
yeah, yeah. And, the other thing too, like lately, there have been things that are happening that are not the best. My dad, um, uh, I mean, this could be a manifesting story too. I was down there. I wanted to get eyes on my dad because I got a call from one of his neighbors that said he had fallen a couple times and he's not telling you that he's falling, but he really
Right,
needs somebody needs to put some eyes on him. So I flew down, put eyes on him, and was with him for a couple weeks. That was my plan, to stay for a couple weeks, and started to really talk to my brothers about it's time for us to do something, and to come up with a plan. But we weren't sure what that was. And
right,
there was a point in time where I was like, am I overreacting? Am I being like overprotective? And how do I feel? Like, it was all confusing. And so
right.
I asked for clarity, the night before. I asked for clarity. And so I always expect it. I always expect to get it, and I just wait for it, right? It's gonna
Yeah,
show up at the
yeah,
perfect time. Well, this sounds a little bit weird and maybe even sadistic to some people. They may think this is really weird.
the
My dad
weirder
and I
the better.
Yeah, I got on the, I got I had a flight in the morning. We were a half an hour out before we were leaving. Um, my dad's neighbor came to the back door where I was having coffee in the kitchen. And she said, "Your dad just called me from the back bedroom. He fell and he can't get up."
Oh,
Oh, it was so sad. So I rushed in to see what was going on.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It had a stroke. And
Oh,
so a half an hour before I was leaving to go to the airport, he had a stroke.
wow.
And it wasn't a typical stroke with the, left-sided weakness or any of that. It was
Yeah,
just
right, right.
he lost control of his leg. So he had one leg that was bad. And so he looked at me and he said, I was laying here trying to figure out how I was gonna, like, fake my way out of this one and get you to the airport and not tell you that I fell. But he
Right,
said,
right,
"I can't move." So
right.
we called 911 and we got it all figured out. And really what happened was that stroke kept me there. I was there to be able to manage it was a pretty complex situation.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
got to facilitate him getting into a rehab so that he actually will get back on the golf course. Because if it had progressed anymore, he probably would have lost permanent. He
Yeah.
would have permanent damage. So if you want to look at that, I mean, I manifested. There was a clear path to what was
Yeah,
happening.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
Oh, I believe everything happens for a reason, the universe gives you what you're supposed to, whether
yeah,
it's negative or positive, there's a
yeah,
reason for it,
yeah.
right?
And it's not to say that it wasn't challenging because it totally was.
Of course.
However, the gratitude that I had for it happening before I got on that plane, like raise it again, it's always about raising the vibration. So you
Yep,
always look on like what opportunity is there in this experience for me to learn and grow?
that's right.
And
And
what if
it's all how you react to it too,
right,
you
that
know?
teaches 2 questions. The first question is, what if it's all perfect just the way it is,
Yeah.
no matter what happens? And he answers it and he says, and it always is perfect. That's the first one. And the
Beautiful.
second one is, what opportunity is there in this situation for me to learn and grow?
Yeah.
And if you look at it that way, then there's always lessons, there's always growth. And it was difficult. I mean, it was not an easy month, but I learned, he learned. We sparred a little bit because he's so independent and he,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, can't get out of bed and pee by himself, but, like, now he can, but he couldn't before.
Right, yeah.
But, yeah, so he's humbled, and I've learned a lot, and we got to have a lot of really good conversations, so,
That's
yeah.
awesome. And you're grateful that you've had him for this long, you know?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I know I left at 16. I haven't seen my parents since I was 16. Yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah, so that's when you know, the gratitude comes in that you've had, all these
Yeah,
experiences with him for this long, that's
yeah,
amazing.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So, if you want to say anything to our guests, if there's anything special you want to say out loud, tell.
I think that, I really if anybody's interested in that emotional support tool, just reach out, like, email me or connect with me through the websites that are listed. It's the coolest thing about the tool is you don't need any special training, you just need the oils and you need the process, and then you can teach it to everybody.
That's
So,
awesome.
it's awesome, and
Yeah,
it really, really is helpful, really, really helpful.
I love
So,
that.
that's the first thing, and, I'll when the aging parents thing comes out, I'll let you know because I think
Oh my God, that would
that's
be
a winner.
amazing. Yes.
Yeah. So,
Definitely.
my goal is to get that out by the end of June. So,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Any advice?
I think, gratitude, breathing, gratitude, connecting to nature, bare feet in the grass or bare feet
Oh,
outside.
I love that. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Face in the sun, just
Yes, get some sunshine.
definitely sunshine. And the ripple thing, pay
Oh,
attention
yeah.
because the way we show up in the world affects other people. So if
Yes.
you can, kindness matters,
Oh my goodness.
positivity matters, the ripple effect. What kind of ripple are you putting out into the world?
Yeah. Well,
And,
that's
lately, I've been staying kind of to myself lately because I've been not in a great place. But when I do go outside, I feel my vibration raise, and I find the coolest people get connected to
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It's expect miracles when you go outside.
Yeah.
Expect it. If you expect to be if you expect negativity, you will get it.
That's right. The
You
law of attraction.
absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
And a
Um,
daily gratitude practice.
yeah.
Daily gratitude practice is the best thing. What are you
If you
grateful
put
for?
negative out into the world, that's what you're gonna get. If you put positive out to the world, that's what you'll get. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Yay. Well, thank you so much, love.
All right. It was a pleasure. And
Yeah,
you're
you're
coming to New Hampshire, right?
I am. I'm coming, June 11th to probably the 18th or the 19th. I think I have the dog sitter till the 19th. I'm actually staying at, the hypnosis center again,
Nice. Nice.
and, I'm being trained 100-hour course on hypnosis.
Nice.
Yes, with Mike.
Yes.
Michael Hathaway,
Yeah.
yay.
I actually went through that course a
Did
while
you?
back. I did, yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
So I feel like, I already do it because 'cause I'm doing a lot of, distant healings now.
Yep.
Actually, for our audience, Trisha was the one who said to me, "You need to put this out to the world," my healings, and,
That was after you gave me a treatment on my wrist.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
looks good, it looks good.
good.
And, so now I I'm healing people all over the world on
Nice.
Zoom.
Crazy.
So it's amazing. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you for telling me to do that. I still do,
It was one of those, yeah.
yeah, downloads. I
Yeah,
still do it donation based, but now I have, um, you know, I'm open to receiving money. I was giving it away for free for a long time. So,
yeah, yeah,
but now they say it's all the exchange, right? The
yeah,
energy exchange or
yeah,
whatever. So, yeah.
yeah, it's definitely an exchange, a give and take. It's the
Yeah.
flow, the power of flow.
Right.
You gotta
Right.
let it flow. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that. Thank you. I'm
Thank
forever
you.
grateful to you and your brother for that. So, yay.
Good to see you.
Yeah, and we'll have to get together when you come back from Florida.
Yeah, we'll probably cross, so we'll get together for a campfire or something. That'd be good.
Yes,
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
All
What
right, I love you. I'm gonna put you in the back room,
Thank
and then
you.
I'm gonna play my song. Whoops, I lost it. Um, and then I'll talk to you for a minute, all right?
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Hey, loves. I hope you enjoyed my friend, my soul sister, Trisha. She's amazing. Definitely connect to her if you felt anything that you needed any questions answered or whatever. She's so open and such a beautiful soul. I love each and every one of you. And I hope you have an amazing evening. May we all be happy, healthy, wealthy, and free.
This is the moment we've been waiting for. Feel the right in the world of that for sure. Na 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 na. Got, get that.